Welcome aboard Marufa, the 1980 Dyer 29 flush deck bass boat. I'm Andrew Porter from East Coast Yacht Sales. It is my absolute pleasure to be on board this Dyer 29 and to go through a walkthrough tour and hopefully highlight some of the details. This boat has completed a refit and restoration that is closer to exhaustive than it is thorough. It is beyond anything I've seen on a Dyer 29 in the research, adjudication, execution of all of the details that make this boat spectacular and special. I'd love to show you what we have here. Starting with my favorite place on the boat, it has to be the cockpit. It's where most of your time is spent on this boat. It's clearly the entertaining place. It's the driving place. It's where you're having food and drink with friends. It's the most important spot on the boat. A few of the details on Marufa. We have at the back the Adirondack style aft bench. Absolutely gorgeous. Here's a tiny little detail that might show some of the thought that went into this refit. The bronze cleat, just to hold the flagstaff in place. The beautiful navy blue cushions with red piping. Varnished throughout, obviously in incredible shape and well maintained. The engine box, which gives you a really nice seating area, lounge pad. The companion seat to port. And then this beautiful helm seat, giving a little rest position for the driver on this beautiful bronze hardware. Comes up really firm and stable seat. Look at the teak step used for shorter folks to get a sight line up and above the solid teak windshield frame. Out this polycarbonate enclosure here. Destroyer reel with the leather cover. Incredible amount of thought and research went into this helm, in the layout, in the equipment selections. For example, the Kelvin white compass could be in a museum, but here it is on Marufa. I love the backlighting on the VDO gauges. It casts that red backlighting for all of your Yanmar engine controls. Spectacular. There's your side power bow thruster control and your Lenco trim tabs. Those were specifically selected for the Dyer 29, mounted on the transom just for controlling trim and ride angle. And of course the Simrad plotter integrated with the radar. And there's your ICOM VHF. Neat, clean, thoughtfully laid out. So in this space, this is your social area, this is your driving area, your functional area, and you have a really nice enclosure here with the polycarbonate roll downs at the back, ventilation, roll ups, port and starboard, and then of course the whole thing could be removed, or you could take out these just to have more airflow coming in while the top stays up. Exquisite detail in the execution everywhere. One step down into the cabin and you're kind of blown away. I'm almost overwhelmed by not only the beauty but the thoughtful details that went into the execution of the refit. The beautiful polished stainless steel underhung sink with the solid mahogany top. You have a hand pump for fresh water, and then you have a drain pump which drains condensation and melt water from the ice box. So this is an insulated ice box, but if you had cubes or blocks down there to keep things cold, you get water in there, and this hand pump will drain that. Well thought out, beautiful. Some cutlery storage and a little secret storage bin in the back. All the way forward is the v-berth. There is a filler, navy blue cushion covers with red piping, shelves with fiddle, and the beautiful hull ceiling and headliner painted white in the Herreshoff style. Phenomenally executed, absolutely gorgeous. Above the v-berth for ventilation, we have a manship stainless steel frame opening overhead hatch. Everything's in amazing condition and looks just the way it should. If you can imagine it, that's what I'm seeing and that's what's here. Here is the nanny gate, if you will, for if you've got napping children in the v-berth. There's this beautiful and functional gate which closes off the v-berth for safety if you've got kids sleeping up there. And the child gate folded back into the stowage position. And there's a look at the S-bar control, starboard side. The head compartment to starboard has the very cool star carved into the door. And it's a proper head compartment, a new marine toilet, some storage, one of the beautiful old school lights. There's the Hobbs meter for the engine hours, showing 323 hours, and a fully refurbished port light, providing a little bit of light and some ventilation into the head. The distribution panel is custom made from bass panels, DC at the top, AC at the bottom, with the Dyer 29 flush deck bass boat emblem there showing the navigation lights are on. The red backlighting, which mimics all of the gauges at the helm. Details, details, details. Under the step, you've got a 1-2 bolt battery switch, as well as remote battery switches in there, and some additional storage. And then under the sole lift out, here's a glance at the bilge. Clean doesn't really even begin to describe what I'm seeing here, but it's absolutely spectacular. Here's a nice look at the fully refurbished bronze through hulls, seacocks, throughout the boat, all fully refurbished. They look as near new as I've ever seen. Up on the side deck, walking towards the bow, you've got plenty to hang on to on the canvas top. And then you get up to the bow rail, which is a real Dyer 29 special. Gives the Dyer just that extra look of ride, and gives the bow that beautiful rise as it comes forward. Here's the bow mooring cleat with skiing chocks, port and starboard. And there's the Lumar 12-volt electric windlass. The bow pulpit with the stainless steel Suncor anchor has a bunch of protection both on top, through the pulpit, as well as under the pulpit, and then on the stem of the boat to protect from the anchor coming up. And then you can also see the burgee staff up forward in a flush mount. Really nice detail there. Look at that absolutely gorgeous windshield frame. Beautiful. The varnish is in immaculate condition. This radar mast with the custom stainless steel deck mount is artwork. The VHF has been removed for storage. The Simrad radar dome was painted in the moon dust color to match the deck. Solid bronze fittings for the lights. It's all here executed in a way that you do not see every day. Under the port gunnel are rod holders where we have the wooden boat hook right now. Pressure water washdown, port forward by the speaker and the rod holder. To starboard, under the gunnel, we have another speaker and the shore power inlet. From a system standpoint, we have 110 volt, 30 amp shore power on the boat, charger inverter to keep the batteries topped up, as well as for inverting loads when you're away from the dock. So here we are with the engine cover lifted up. Of course, it gives you the great sun pad lounge spot when it's down, but when it's up, it's out of the way and gives you awesome access to the engine. This is a straight 6-cylinder Yanmar. This is the 6LPA, 315 horsepower with 323 hours on it. The engine is 2008 by serial number, but it was fully rebuilt, refurbished in 2012, and those 323 hours are new since that rebuild. The engine room is spotless. It has been fully taken apart, put back together. New engine mounts, new engine room fire extinguisher. This Raycor filter was fully rebuilt. Transmission was serviced. The shaft is new. There is a new PSS dripless shaft packing. It's immaculate, stem to stern. In 2024, the engine was removed out of the boat and the fuel tanks were replaced with new. The boat has not been in the water since then, so those are literally new and unused. This is a custom exhaust elbow. The details are everywhere, and the boat is just spotless and spectacular. Back under the aft Adirondack bench, there is a cockpit hatch, and give you a glance in here. That's a new Vetus exhaust hose. Here's the hydraulic steering, which is also the autopilot control. That's the rudder shaft right there. Here are some of those details up on the bow pulpit with the stainless steel and the bronze stem guard and the stainless steel guard up there. All grip hull paint, red bottom paint, bow thruster. There's that keel of the Dyer 29 that gives you so much stability as you're going through the water. Condition's immaculate. Four-bladed prop, which has prop speed on it currently. That is a new shaft, which was done with the repower in 2012. Solid teak laminated swim platform. That is hand painted and hand gilded, name and hail port on the transom. Underhung telescoping swim ladder. That's Marufa, the 1980 Dyer 29 flush deck bass boat. Hull number 203 of the Dyer 29s. She is a masterpiece as she sits, a perfection in refit and refurbishment. I only scratched the surface. You have to come see the boat to really see what was put into this refit and the owner's choices that were made and all of the details that went into her. I'm Andrew Porter from East Coast Yacht Sales. It's my pleasure to be representing Marufa, and I look forward to hearing from you if you have questions about this boat.